Scott's got ties.
Meeting will come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. Would you please take a second, turn off electronic equipment, and we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker?
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg?
I am here.
At the beginning of the meeting, we have a very happy thing to do, and there's a proclamation for Scott. Would you and your family come up, please?
I would venture to say right now, this is the safest place in Margate with our firefighters here. And I know you had a retirement party, and two of them. So my first question is, are you enjoying it so far? Great, it's well deserved. And I'm going to read this proclamation in honor of you for your dedication to the city of Margate, Scott. But more importantly, I'm going to leave out all the whereases and get to the point. The only whereases you're going to hear the first one. Whereas Margate City Deputy Fire Chief Scott J. Winterberger has been a proud member of the Margate City Fire Department since June 6, 1991. And the Margate City Fire Department has a long history of extraordinary member dedication, characteristics of bravery in the face of adversity, commitment to ongoing training, and professional betterment. And during his 28 years of service, Deputy Chief Winterberger has fostered member enthusiasm, commitment to excellence, the critical sense of community, and the brotherhood, sisterhood of the department through his tenure as Deputy Chief, Captain, Lieutenant, and Firefighter. And throughout those 28 years of responding to calls, which have included fire, EMS, and water rescues, and working through Hurricane Sandy, he has always provided the highest level of service and commitment to the people that he has served. But his true passion within the department was training and assuring that he passed on all his knowledge and expertise to every member of the Margate City Fire Department, and untold numbers of lives have been saved, inspired, motivated, improved, educated, comforted, and most importantly, touched by Deputy Chief Winterberger, whose dedication to the residents and visitors of the city of Margate is second to none and a source of pride to all of us. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Margate City Board of Commissioners that upon the occasion of his retirement after 28 years of service to the Margate City Fire Department and the city of Margate, Deputy Chief Scott Winterberger should be commended for his exceptional level of dedication and professional excellence, and deserves the recognition and thanks of the residents of the city of Margate. Scott, thank you.
Another board, also this around.
With a camera, as long as she only has a camera.
Yes.
I don't have a coat.
Too late like that.
Scott has a few words he wants to say.
Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. 1937, my great-grandfather bought a house on Orange Avenue. He retired there, my grandfather retired there, my father retired there. We lived there when we first got married. It's been an honor and privilege to work in a city that has has 82 years of Winnebago history. To the citizens, it's been an honor, privilege working in the job for 28 years. And I absolutely look forward to coming to work every day. It's just wonderful. Thank you, Commissioners. And this Administrator Dini, thank you for having the faith in me to put me in this position of Deputy Chief. I truly appreciate it. It's been wonderful making a lot of friends here with all the departments. It's been great working with all the departments. Public Works over there, made a lot of friends there, good people over there. City Garage, Police Department, they have our backs all the time. We go out on the street, they protect us from traffic. We go on a call, they're there to watch our backs. It's great having them. A lot of good friends there that were made. People over City Hall, get to know you guys. It's great, especially those girls in front office. I'd always say to Dan, you got something for me to take over so I can go over with the girls over there? I don't see any of them here.
At least I never gave him anything, nothing.
But I treasure these friendships. The guys in blue back there, it's been an honor and privilege of serving with you guys side by side. You know, it's been an honor and privilege sharing this brotherhood and sisterhood that I talk about all the time. That I'm very moved that it's in here, brotherhood and sisterhood thing. And very proud to serve with you guys. And last but not least, Dan Adams. Most of you know the history we have. We got sworn in together. The next day we were on the same ship. We were both on the ambulance together. And I became a lieutenant, he was a captain, I was on his ship. And now, as a deputy chief, serving under him as chief. A long, long history. He's been a great role model for me. Even though he's 15 years younger than me, he's been a great role model. Someone who's very, very dedicated and has a passion for this job. And thank you, Dan, for everything. A long history together. And these friendships I have with everybody, and this 28 years, the brotherhood and sisterhood I share with you guys, that whole thing's going to be right here my whole life. Thank you.
You can. Matt has the government.
Okay, there being no special items for discussion, we will go right to department head reports, and today we're going to start with our clerk, Johanna Casey. Johanna?
I would like to give everyone an update that we are absolutely going to move the entrance for the election for the District 1 entry will be on Monmouth Avenue. There will be ample parking for everyone to use that entrance. We will have an updated handicap ramp that will assist anyone that needs the assistance, and that's all that's going on in my department.
Thank you, Johanna. Scott, would you like to continue?
Two things, Mayor. I'd like to I'd like to, at the appropriate time, go into a closed session with regard to the ongoing efforts with Lombardi and the city bulkhead and city lands there, and because there'll be negotiations perhaps. Also, we have a request from a title company with regard to an existing lease and a irrevocable license. It just came up today. I was contacted for the Marshall property, and and I would like to go into a closed session about that too. That could involve some negotiations.
Okay, we will do that at the end of the 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
At the end
That'd
of
be
the
perfect.
general meeting, so as not to inconvenience the public, okay?
Yes, sir, that's great.
Do you have anything else to report, Scott?
No, that's all I have.
Frank?
The Fun Fest a couple weeks ago went great. Everything went smooth with Public Works, and it was a beautiful weekend. We've been on the beach. We removed everything from the beach for the winter season, but we added some trash cans on the street ends. We'll be adding more either tomorrow or next week on the dunes, the ocean side of Dune. We've been out at the ball field. There was a request to remove some bushes along the Fulton Avenue side. The people felt like they were being blocked in. We removed probably a couple dozen bushes already, and we're getting more requests to do down the line. And we're going around winterizing city properties. We'll be out there winterizing sprinkler systems and buildings for this coming season. That's all I have.
Frank, thank you. Roger?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Went to a FEMA meeting last week. There's going to be new preliminary maps coming out in probably 3 to 4 years. This is a direct result of New York City suing FEMA in regard to the maps that we already adopted and how they came out with those numbers. So be prepared that these numbers change again. Some think it's going to be a foot higher, some think it's going to be a foot lower. So until we see the maps, we can't speculate. Ordinance revisions are ongoing. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have something in place to do some minor tweaks in mechanical ordinances to go forward. Planning board meeting, next planning board meeting is Thursday, October 24th. We decided not to have it on Thanksgiving or Halloween for the trick-or-treaters, including me. I'm gonna dress up as an accountant. Other than that, everything's good.
Thank you, Roger. Ed?
Nothing much to add. I'll just mention again for the public, we have several projects in construction, several more coming online, so we appreciate everyone's patience as we continue to invest in our infrastructure. There'll be a temporary disturbance, obviously, for good reason, and so we're busy at work. That's all.
Thank you. Ed? I'm sorry. Rich? Ed's done.
Mayor, thank you. As you know, we issue monthly what we call a head count report for changes in personnel. I have some extra copies here I'll hand out to each of you. We have, just for members of the public to know, we support 134 full-time personnel, 53 part-time personnel. We have the same number of people as we had last month. The only change from August to September was that one of our recreational people who was a part-time person is now a full-time firefighter. That's Nancy Carlucci. Natalie Carlucci. So that's the only change in personnel, and when I finish, I'll just pass out the totals by department. Obviously, the majority of people work in 3 major operating departments. We have 37 full-time police officers, 36 firefighters, and 37 in public works. The second item just is another report. We have the official breakdown from the county on all of the tax rates in the county, the municipal tax rates, including our own, and the final numbers have come in, and this report comes from the assessor's office. And I would like to indicate that, once again, that the Margate tax rate is 154, and that's the total tax rate for schools, county, and the city. And other than Longport, it's the second lowest in the county. And Longport doesn't have the same service levels as we have, as everybody knows, including schools, right? That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Rich. Fred?
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
For the past 6 months or so, I've been negotiating with AT&T. They hold a lease for the cell tower for their antennas. That lease will be coming due in a couple of years. So I've been negotiating with them for an amendment to the lease. We believe we have an agreement. I'd just like to hand out to you fine gentlemen.
Scott? Thanks.
This will just give you a little synopsis of the financial end of the amendment. Now, the amendment doesn't end the original lease. The original lease still in place. The amendment is for additions, modifications, so on. But if you look at this spreadsheet, you could see that the top one is the current lease, which is scheduled to end around 2021. And then I was able to negotiate with them to extend it out to about 2047. And through those years, we should pick up a little over $1 million in lease payments. So it was quite a task. We asked for help from VCOM, who's our consultant. They've been dealing with wireless companies for a long time. There is some modifications to some of the legal terms in the document in case they want to enlarge their area or add, utilities to it. They now have to come through us, through zoning, and if it's a major enhancement, we can increase their rent for that. So there was some legal terms in there that I needed help with. Scott helped out with that. But I think it's a good amendment to this lease. I would like to get this put away because we've been working on it for a while, and I would like your support to move forward with it.
Good work.
I think the intent now would be for us to do what we're doing now, to bring you up to date with it, and then simultaneously we'll be sending this to AT&T through our consultants for their signature. They've already seen it. We expect they will sign it. If we get that back within the next week or 10 days, we'll have a resolution on the agenda that Scott will help prepare for the next agenda for us to approve it. So if you have any questions between now and then, please check with Fred or Scott.
Thank you. Anything else, Fred?
The only other thing I have is that every October, I say the same thing. It's
Happy Halloween.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get checked. It's important. That's all I have.
Thank you, Fred. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Just to echo from what Mr. Ricchetti had said about the Fun Fest, it was a success for the fire department as well. We gave out numerous fire prevention and safety materials. The kids loved it. It was just a fun day. We did have 4 medical-related incidents during the Fun Fest. 2 were transported to a hospital, and the other 2 were minor, but we also dealt with a lot of minor scrapes, cuts, bruises, normal things from kids running, falling, etc. Fire Prevention Week is this week, October 6th to October 12th, but we need to remember to practice fire prevention every day. It's not just 1 week of the year or 1 month of the year, it's every day. And this year's message is not every hero wears a cape, plan and practice your escape. And I have some of those handouts up here as well as others, and one that's close to me from 2014, it's about dryer safety and that. There's a handout up there as well. So please take some of the information back with you. If there's anything you need from the fire department, we're here. We're available anytime. We have our smoke detector program that's free to the residents and homeowners of Margate City. Take advantage of it, and if there's anything we can do to help you, know that you can call us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. John?
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have, I want to thank
First off, Public Works does the lion's share for Fun Fest, setting up and breaking down, which is an arduous task. But I do want to thank our police and fire department for their efforts throughout the course of the weekend with traffic and all the things that occurred during that period. But it was a very successful event, a great weekend, a good time by all. And again, closure. And I saw the latest email yesterday from Anna Marie, and she's ready for 2020, asking for the first meeting already. So nobody lets down. It's moved forward. So great job to all, and that's all I have to report, Mayor.
Thank you, John. Maury?
Nothing from me today, Mike.
And anything I wanted to say was mostly about Public Works and how great it is, and it's great to be Public Works Commissioner. And Frank, it's always a pleasure to work with you. And at this point, we will open for public comment. 3 minutes. You can speak on any item that was discussed here at this meeting. If it's something else, it'll be in the next meeting, which will follow immediately. Is there any public comment?
Disappoint you.
You can't wait till the next meeting?
John's going to tell us how much he enjoyed the concert last night, aren't you, John?
It was delightful.
Thank you.
It was going on the Wayback Machine. I'm sure it was orgiastic for some of our octogenarians.
Name and address.
Sewell 22 West Drive, following up on remarks of Frank concerning removing a couple dozen bushes from the mayor's $2 million Field of Dreams. I would certainly urge the mayor to make sure that the bushes that are put in the future are amenable to being shaped and formed. Boxwoods can be kept at 12-inch heights rather than waste labor digging them out. However, we're going to switch to Mr. Deeney. And concerning the cost of running the city, the park scores have come out, and unfortunately, they are consistent with the putrid performance of the previous year. The previous year, basic math in 8th grade, 44% could not meet minimum expectations. This year,
John, I don't remember anybody talking about schools, so why don't you move on?
I'm talking about the budget. I'm talking about how money is spent. We're spending an obscene amount of money, over $30 million for a handful of kids. The highest cost per pupil
John,
in the county.
You know that you and I have argued about those statistics.
We'll argue till the end of time, Mayor.
And you're wrong, so.
I'm right,
No, you're
because
not.
all you have to do is look at those park scores. And the park scores are dismal once again. Instead of 44%,
It's not, you're off topic, John. That's the.
it is
topic of the next
topic.
meeting.
No, it is topic. It's how money is being spent. And I'm saying once again,
What was discussed on the budget was the head count and what Mr. Deeney never
Mr.
mentioned his scores. So let's,
it is part of the budget, it's the part of the cost of running the city.
Not to
It-
triple team you, but when did it get to be $30 million for the schools?
I'm sorry, you're correct. It's 13
Oh,
million.
okay.
A little different, but it's $30,000.
No wonder you can't get those math scores correct.
Well, we're
failed
mathematically.
the park test. John, you failed the park test.
No, actually, it's 30,000 per pupil per year.
John,
The
you
highest,
better hope that that clock runs out in a hurry. 'cause
the
you're in
highest
trouble.
cost per pupil, K to 8, in the entire county. And we have the highest cost.
The best school system in the county.
Well, if you're spending an obscene amount of money, you would get decent results.
We're investing in our future.
But the point I'm making is that we do not have performance of those students who need the attention most.
Look at our ranking in the state.
Well, you're comparing yourself to Newark, Pleasantville, Asbury Park,
Princeton,
Princeton,
New
please.
Brunswick. How's the clock going, John?
You got a minute left.
Any other public comment?
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I just want to comment, John, that, okay, the schools are expensive. Very quick. This is not even going to be a minute. Okay, but listen, they're the highest scores in the county. They're higher than Linwood, they're higher than Northfield, they're higher than Cherry Hill, okay? So maybe they're expensive, but you know what? It's among the best in the state, so at least you can say it's good.
Thank you, Steve. Any other public comment? Motion to close public
I'll
comment.
move the closed public comment.
I'll second that.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes,
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you. We will reconvene for our regular commission meeting in 5 minutes.